I think they're at a point where they have to reimagine their franchise, which means something's got to go, something's got to give, and it's obviously not the quarterback. Yeah, I think they're done. As the Texans do indeed knock off the Buffalo Bills, I was going to say the AFC East leading, the AFC East favorite Buffalo Bills. Now what does that mean? Murray, why don't you lead us off?
Last night's game, I think, is further proof why the Patriots need to get the 1 seed and the bye. You don't want to be dicking around and potentially playing that Texans team in that ridiculous pass rush that's coming from every which way on Wild Card Weekend. No thanks. I know right now that Houston team's on the outside looking in. They basically played with their food last week in the win over the Titans. But that team's weird. Every year you see a team around this time of year like, that team's a feisty, weird little team. And as we all know, defense travels. And what you saw last night, they terrorized Josh Allen. They had him looking like Caleb Williams at times. And, okay, maybe he's partially responsible for that. But that offensive line was just in shambles. He's running for his life. You should want no part of that. And there's numbers to back it up. So that defense, the Texans defense, has allowed more than 20 points just twice this season. In a loss to the Seahawks, 27-19, and in a win over the Jags, 36-29. In the 9 games in which they allowed 20 or fewer points, they're 5-4. And look, they scuffled offensively early this season. Stroud's been hurt, although they've since won these games with Davis Mills. But that team's got enough talent to maybe be 8-3. Also, do you remember who Drake May's first start in his career was against last year?
Oh, God.
Was it Houston?
Remember.
The Houston Texans.
I don't remember this.
In which
yeah.
In which he saw 11 blitzes, was sacked 4 times, hit 4 times. The pressure percentage was just under 29%, 28.6%. This might be a little bit hyperbolic, but watching that last night, that team was so relentless up front. That was like 2015 Broncos-esque. And it's not like I've watched every Texans game, but for that last night, and I actually saw a fair amount of the game against Tennessee last week because I watched like at a sports book. But that team's dominant. I want no part of that. You got to get that 1 seed because if that team squeaks in, that team could be problematic.
Okay, 617-779-0985. I'll just follow up on that. And do you think the Bills are cashed?
No.
I do. I think they're at a point where they have to reimagine their franchise, which means something's got to go, something's got to give, and it's obviously not the quarterback. So, I think they're done. I don't think they're good enough this year.
I think the offensive coordinator stinks, for sure.
So, whatever it is, I've never been a huge McDermott guy. Who has been? And Barry there at offensive coordinator, I mean, he dialed up one pretty good play, I got to say.
Yeah.
That 4th and 27 was amazing. But, they got to reimagine the whole thing around Josh Allen. It's not happening with McDermott. I do believe in that sort of, it feels like a cliche almost, where they missed their window, they missed their time. I think they kind of did. What was it? 13 seconds to go in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Was that a divisional game or the conference title game?
That
was a divisional game, I think.
Division round, I believe.
I can't remember who they would have had next, but either way, somewhere in there, they just missed it, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen under the current regime. It's not going to happen with, it can happen with Josh Allen, for sure. And I just meant to look this up stupidly. I'm sorry I didn't. How old is Josh Allen?
Oh, it's got to be
He's in his 20s, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep, I would say 28 if I had to guess, but keep going.
Okay, so wasn't he the same draft as Mahomes?
Yeah, I think Mahomes is 29. They're both 29.
Yeah, they're both
Okay,
29.
so he's still, that's prime years for a quarterback. I don't think they have to rebuild one bit. I think they're the exact team that you hire a certain kind of coach that, quote-unquote, puts them over the edge. And I do think they've missed their window. Now, that isn't to say you get in the playoffs and they come in here. Would it surprise me if they beat you? No, it wouldn't surprise me. I'd pick you. I'd pick the Patriots. I think, incredibly, the Patriots have passed the Bills unbelievably. As they're going this way, you're going that way. And I do. I think that's happened. But that can turn around as quickly as it turned around the first time. Because Allen still is more fully formed than Drake May, and they probably have more pieces than you. Even still, it's just run its course in Buffalo, is what I think. Scott in Somerville. Hi, Scott.
Hey, I got to follow. I'm in my Patriots bubble just like everyone else, but I turned on that game last night right at the end of the first half. Yes, I saw the touchdown, the return kick, and then the Texans marched down. But I cannot remember a time that I watched the second half of football, and I didn't care that there was only 3 points scored. That Texans defense scared the daylight. That is the best pass rush I have ever seen. I have never seen a pass rush like that. I can't believe Allen's getting up today. If that was Drake May, our season would be over. Thoughts on that?
Okay. I mean, I feel you on this.
I thought they really injured him at one point. When
Yeah,
he went down,
yeah.
and maybe he ended up just getting hit.
His
From-
left wrist.
From behind?
Whatever. No, the one where it looked like maybe he got hit in the hog ultimately because he did end up getting up, but he was down and it was like, oh, he's done. He's absolutely done. Yeah, and then he screwed up his hand towards the end of the game too. But they ragdolled him all night.
I thought it was. I'll say the same thing with the caller. I was impressed by that defense. They're swarming. They are a swarming, ferocious defense. I also think they were at home on a Thursday night. And I have huge doubts about their offense.
But just quickly, like that Deion Dawkins, their tackle, is a 4-time Pro Bowler. He was getting ragdolled too. Like they couldn't do anything against that front four.
No, that Anderson kid is.
Oh, my God.
He's good. He's good.
But let me tell you this. I don't fear them I respect everybody, but I'm telling you, if the Patriots are going to lose to the Texans, that's beneath where I think they are right now. I think you beat the Texans, especially it's going to be at home. I mean, you've got a 3-game lead on them or whatever it is.
But I'd rather see stupid Jacksonville or the Chargers if they end up in wild card weekend than that team.
Pick teams, that's fine. They should beat all of them. I mean, they've graduated to a place in my mind where I think that they handle those teams.
Oh, I think they're better than Houston too. That defense though is legit. That defense is really. They can't score though. I'm sorry. Even with Stroud in there, there are not enough weapons on that offense.
It's Agenda Free Friday continues with Pat in Franklin. He says he's a Bills fan. Yes, Pat.
Well, Big Jim, here I go again. Hey, by the way, do you know what the Texans did to the Bills last year? 30-9.
Oh.
And this dumb offensive coordinator, I want them all fired. Like the scene from Scarface. I want Pagula to literally get out that gun and fire every coach because they're so stupid. And they didn't put extra blockers in. Like, what are they doing? I want them all gone, and I can't do it.
Who'd be a good put them over the top coach for the Buffalo Bills?
I know where you're going.
Do you? Am I going to say Belichick?
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I think he's lost it so much to the point that he couldn't even win with Josh Allen.
Okay, so we're writing off Belichick. I would
How about
say
Saban?
They need
He's so far removed from the league. Like, what kind of energy is he going to have?
How about Mike Tomlin?
I was going to say, if you had
good
other
one.
firings,
Good one.
Harbaugh.
How about John Harbaugh in Baltimore?
How about Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers?
Okay, I know you just got movement in your pants.
But no, if John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin got fired, yeah, I mean, either of those guys could inject some life into that.
That's what I think they need more than, a snappy young offensive coordinator that changes the offense there. I think they need someone up there that reaches them as men and as a leader, and because
what they need is a Vrabel.
So I'm not saying that they have a perfect roster or that, but I think they have the talent to win at a really high level. It just doesn't all add up there, or it hasn't all added up there, and that's what I think they would need. They would need someone with gravitas, a figure, a big guy, big name, big guy, been there, done that. Give me a name, So I just come up with a couple of them.
No, it's hard. Like, I'm not someone who I know this. I wouldn't want some hot shot who's coming in for the first time. I think they need an experienced coach who's got some gravitas. And so all the names we've talked about are all good names. But it's got to be someone like that.